Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupt the most. There was a very popular quote from Lord Acton, a British historian from the late 19th century, early 20th century. Today, guys, we will learn together about power in terms of civic and also citizenship. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have you imagined how if nobody is controlling us or nobody is telling us what to do? Of course, it's not an easy life, of course. Some people, they need to be directed. And wherever we stay, wherever we live, there will be people, some people who would like to, control other people. And in this case, we're talking about living as a citizen. And today, we're going to talk about power. Eric Liu, in his book, You're More Powerful Than You Think, A Citizen Guide to Making Change Happens, talked that actually power is not simply about you are being dominated by other people, but it is also about how you can make balance in the social life and also the living of you every day as a citizen. Today we're going to talk about some source of power. Liu said the first source of power is the physical force. A country, a state, they may have militia, they may have the power, they may have the air force, they may have the police to control their citizen. And in this case, for example, if you live in a country with the military governance, they will mostly use violence as the control to the tools to control their citizen. And the second one, the source of power could be also from wealth. Wealth here, actually, we're talking about resource. We talk about money. With money, with wealth, people can control other people. They can buy, for example, in a corrupt countries, some people with the money can control the law by using the money. They can also control the bureaucracy by using the money. They can also control how a system actually works and also the infrastructure in one place. So wealth could be a source of power too. But as a citizen, not all people, not all citizens have the money. Now we come to the third source of power, which is the state action. The state actions is actually part of the regulations or maybe part of the system that was built in a country that control how the citizens should behave. For example, we have the law about how you should drive in the street, with traffic light or with the traffic law. For example, how you have to stop in the traffic light and so on and so forth, and you get penalty if you don't follow it, and how you should actually pay the tax and so on and so forth. That's actually part of the state actions. And then the fourth one is the source of power is social norms. In social norms, actually, this is not something that is really visible. It's something invisible or intangible. With the social norms, for example, we get control. For example, the social norms here that everyone should be treated as equal, for example. Or the social law said that actually we should respect the older people, and that's why we should give priority for the elderly, and also we should give protections to the woman, to the children. Actually, it's part of the social norm that we need to follow. It's not something very visible, something that we can really touch and see, but it's something that we automatically follow, the social norms. And as a citizen, I think you should pay attention to the source of power number 5, which is the ideas. Ideas, actually, when everyone can have the idea, an idea is something free. You can write, you have an idea about how this city should actually treat the pedestrian, for example. You can write your idea. Could be in your own book, diary, maybe you can write it in your blog, or maybe you write it in the newspaper. But ideas can make people move, when people agree with your idea, they can follow you. And then the source of power number 6 that you need to pay attention as a citizen is actually numbers. Numbers here means actually a lot of people, the crowd. So many people can make a change. Or in some cases, if you see, for example, in Indonesia in 1998, the people power can actually end the dictatorship of Suharto era at that time. A lot of students, they go to the street and they do the protests, and it is also something happening now recently in many parts of the world. For example, if you see the Arab Springs, for example, people using the social media can share ideas, and then they can gather, they can collect together to try to make the change by using their two most infinite source of power, which is the ideas and the people or the numbers. Now, we already learned about the source of power. So how should we treat the power actually? There are actually 3 characteristics of power according to Eric Liu in his book. He said that actually the first one, power is never static. So it means somebody is very powerful, one day maybe that power will be gone. Okay, the power will move to other people. So don't worry when, for example, you live under an authoritarian regime, for example. There will be time that the regime will collapse, for example. Or maybe you live with your parents, maybe you are under pressure with your family, which is like being very authoritative. But maybe there will be time when you have to move to the other city and you have more independence. And the characteristic of power number 2, power is like water, just like water. It streams, it flows, from the upper side to the lower side, and actually it is distributed to many places, and it will always fill the gap. So as a citizen, you have to know that actually when someone or maybe an administration is in power, of course, the impact will come even to the lowest part of the community, and you have to pay attention to that. And the third one, the characteristic of the power is power compounds. Some people say whenever you see the ants, whenever you see the sugar, you will find the ants, right? Just like power. Power, when there is power, people will gather, they will get close to the source of the power so that they can get access to facilities, resource, and some other thing. But as a good citizen, what should we do? Actually, you can do something as a citizen to change or to make balance, in your community, regardless powers that you have, whether you're powerless or powerful. But at least, as you remember in the first part of the video, we said that actually you can have 2 sources of power. Maybe you don't have the wealth, you don't have the physical force, you cannot do state action, but you have the ideas. And you have also the number of peoples that you can collect. So first, you need to learn how to read power. To read power, you need to identify who are actually having the control. You should see who are the stakeholders. For example, in your community, in your city, in your school, in your organizations. When you know who are in power, you can learn how they use their power. Remember that the power is never static and it's always flowing like water. So what you can do as a citizen, you have to be able to ride the power. To ride the power, you need to be able first. You need to be able to articulate your idea. Write about what you think about something. You can post it in your social media. You can write it in the internet. You can put it in the local medias, local television, local newspaper, whatever it is. But you can influence other people using the power of ideas. And the last one, organize people. Joining organizations, maybe gathering people with the same minded or people with the same interest with you will be a very good way for you to organize people and then to make something happen. So I think from today's lesson, you can learn that actually, first, as a good citizen, don't just be silent. Yes, we have people who have the power and controls everything, but actually you can still do the change. You can make the change by what? articulating your ideas, and organize people for the good things. Good luck, thank you, and see you in the next lesson. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.